Hi, welcome back. I'm Gina.
I'm Vanessa. Thank you for joining.
Hi, not Gina.
Okay, we haven't made a video in a long time and it shows.
Yeah, it has.
We got these.
Hi, I'm Vanessa.
I'm Gina. Thanks for joining us on Tender Hearts and Tofu. If you don't know us, we are a lesbian vegan couple, and so we showcase vegan food, and we also like to chit chat about like our healing journey or whatever's on our mind. So if that's something you're interested in, thank you for joining us. Continue watching. Make sure you subscribe because we try to put a video out every week until we run out of ideas. So we're doing good so far.
I think we are too. And today we're going to be making a veggie packed protein meal, oil free as well. So I'm very excited. Yes,
salt-free and oil-free.
So come and join us. Okay. So with it being summer, we do not like to cook inside. So everything I'm going to cook on the barbecue. So I have already washed some fingerling potatoes, and since there's water on there, that's kind of like the oil that we're using. So I just added some Old Bay and some garlic pepper and some onion powder. And so now I'm just gonna put that on the grill, and it's gonna be for about 20 to 25 minutes. I think what's fun about this meal too is you can literally mix and match whatever vegetables you want. We were gonna do corn, but it was looking a little weird. So if it looks weird to us, we always just...
When in doubt, toss it out.
Exactly.
That's
so
the rule. So
luckily
we got broccoli. We're improvising. We always have a bunch of vegetables on hand. So we're going to do broccoli today. First, we want to give a shout out to the sponsor of this video, which is Uncle Matthew, my brother. He got us these new
microphones.
Fancy microphones.
They're very fancy.
Yeah. Well, the first ones we had, I think, were too
too
echoey or something like that. So I was like, I don't know how to work with these. So he got these. So we're trying them out. Let us know what you think about the sound. I tested the volume a little bit, but I don't know what it's going to sound like when it comes out on the YouTube. So
yeah, I'm sure Uncle Matthew will say something because he's very particular.
Yeah.
So,
but he's such a good brother. He always takes care of us and looks out for us, and you know, tells us things about the video that could be changed or switched up. So I appreciate that. Thank you, Matthew. So I'm going to chop up broccoli and asparagus. And what are we chatting about today?
I wanted to chat about self-worth. Lately, we've been hearing a lot of women in particularly complaining about their partners. Doesn't matter if they're male or female. There seems to be a pattern where there's a lot of hurt going on. And I think we've said this before too, and it's not our quote. We heard this on a podcast where you can tell how much you love yourself by the partner that you choose.
Preach, girl. That's what the kids are doing today. We were doing this for a while, but in sign language, it's like this. So I think it all works. But say it again. What'd you say? Your self-worth is what?
You can always tell how much somebody loves themselves by the partner that they choose. So I think that speaks a lot, just because you can always tell in a relationship when that person doesn't value themselves anymore. And I've been in that situation, and I know Gina has been in that situation, and I'm sure a lot of people are in that situation, and it's very hard to get out of a relationship like that. So it is just very sad. And I think it comes to where I know that a lot of times we want to vent, and that's okay, but it's also so hard on that other person, because on that other end, we all want to be like, girl, just leave him, girl, just leave her. And we also have to think about what that person is going through. So we're trying to be more empathetic and compassionate and just listen to these stories. And you know what? Everybody is grown up. They can make their own decisions, but I think explaining that how much you love yourself really does show. So I think just sit with that. And if you are in a situation like that, it also comes to, what do you feel in your body when you know already in your mind, like, this person that you're with isn't maybe the right choice. There's some red flags. There's things that they do that might be an addiction. What do you feel in your body? Because your mind can say one thing like, oh yeah, like I should leave them, or no, I shouldn't leave them because what else am I going to do? Especially if you have kids, it is harder, because especially if you rely on that person too, who they work and they take care of the house, and they don't really take care of the house. You're taking care of the house. They just make the money. So it does make it a little bit harder. So your mind is kind of, coming up with these excuses. So, but it also comes to, what do you feel in your body? Because when you come back to your body's never going to lie. So if your body's already like tensed up and, you feel icky and you're like, oh, this isn't like a right relationship for me, go with that, because your body is never going to lie to you. Mm-hmm. What did you say earlier?
Talked about a lot of stuff, but I think it really is like, what you feel about yourself. And it's so sad to see people stuck in these situations, but it also kind of goes back to show that like how you were raised is kind of how you were shaped to see the world. So like I was telling her before, like the way we kind of grew up was thinking that like all men are bad and all men are liars. And that's kind of what we ran into. So whatever you say in your mind is what you're going to see in your life. So we ran into a bunch of liars and cheaters and stuff. And then when we kind of moved, we shifted who we were, shifted our mindset. We had some wonderful men come into our life who are just so kind and caring and tender-hearted, in touch with their emotions, in touch with their femininity. And like the guys that we kind of grew up with were like, trying to be like macho, toxic masculinity, I guess the word is going around. Mm-hmm. But I think when you change the way that you think about, men or women too.
Yeah, because women can be crazy.
Through our healing journey, we're learning the things that the stories that our mind has been telling us, and what we were kind of raised with and wired to think and believe and feel. And so, we come across people that have issues in their relationship, and who doesn't? Like we do too. But, it's like when you are stuck in these places and you're self-abandoning yourself because you think like, oh, I don't know what I can do or whatever. But like, we want to encourage you and let you know that you are worthy of better. And but like, if you think like, yeah, there are nice men out there and they're not all gay and they're not all taken. Like there are nice, available men who would love to take you out, take care of you, whatever it is that you dream of in a man to treat you, you are worthy of those things. And so I think like when you talk about manifesting and those fun things too, or like neuroscience and how to like rewire your brain, like I think that's one way to kind of think about it. Or, like if you're gay, like, and you want a certain woman or whatever, because we've both been in rough girl relationships too.
So it does make me sad when I do hear those stories. So yeah. We just
but I think also, but also like if you are in a relationship that is healthy, like know that your relationship and the way that you love each other and speak to each other is a visual for the world to see like, wow, like I want what they have, and to kind of change people's minds, because somebody who could be struggling in a really rough relationship and kind of trapped there, they're getting abused or whatever it is, they could look at you and be like, wow, it can be different. Or like, I'll say things like, I always mention like Vanessa puts toothpaste on my toothbrush at night, and like it's just a tiny silly little thing, but like every single time I see it I'm like, she thinks about me, like that's so sweet. Like how many people do that? Or like clean the house, or like little things that you want to have. Like I think that you are the light of the world, you are the display. So if you are in a healthy relationship, we encourage you to share more of it and be kind in public, and and when you're with yourselves too.
Because remember, when you are kind to others, it's contagious. So
yeah,
it just really bounces contagious. Off. So that's what we wanted to talk to you all.
Yeah, I think that's a good conversation, a good topic to, be mindful of that, or how you're treated, or, like we have like people pleasing tendencies. And so like, learning to say yes to everybody is also self-abandoning too. So we had to learn that no is a full sentence, and it's very hard when you're wired in the way to like make sure everybody else is okay. And, like my needs don't matter. Like your needs do matter. You are worthy not by what you do and your productivity. Maybe there's nothing about relationships that reflects your worthiness, but what about if you're a single person? Are you being overprotective? overproductive? Are you doing too much? Are you constantly scanning in your house? Like, what needs to be done next? What needs to be cleaned next? What else can I do?
We have that problem.
We do. I have. Well, that's the whole dishes. And that's, if you want to look back on previous episodes, we talked about the dishes. But, you know, like, if you're being overproductive, like, can you just sit there? And I heard a neuroscientist talk about, like, cheap dopamine. And it's the idea that you, like, you know, every time you need a fix, like for me, it used to be cigarettes or alcohol. And now that I'm not doing that, my cheap dopamine is checking my phone, like any notifications or who texted me. Or I think cheap dopamine can also be like, what else can I clean? What can I organize? What can I fix? And so when we pay attention to these things, what are we being distracted from being with in our body? Like, if, you know, like you're trying to lay still in meditation, but you're kind of fidgety and you keep moving and, you know, your mind's trying to distract you. Like, what is it that you're not sitting with? What is it that you're not facing? You know, imagine, you know, you're in a chair and you're sitting across from an empty chair. Like, what fears go in there that you can face head on and not, you know, shove down? I'm getting off topic here. Hey. But we just really want to emphasize that, you know, self-worth has really kind of been a topic in our lives lately, and it's really sad and hard. And I'm like, you know, sometimes I don't know how to help people, like, you know, how to encourage people, but I think it does really come down to encouragement. And, you know, I've always thought of myself as an encourager, but lately I feel like I haven't been doing that. And the other night we were out shopping at like Dollar Tree or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
It was so cool. I was having a really rough day.
I was having a rough week.
Yeah, it was a rough time. But anyway, we were at Dollar Tree, we bought a couple things and making conversation with the girl, like, how's your night? What time are you off? What are you doing tonight? You know, like we normally do. And she like stops what she's doing and looks at us and she's like, you guys are really beautiful. And I was like, that's so nice. And like to be on the receiving end of that compliment changed my whole day. It changed my whole mind. And I feel like it's so easy when someone's like, oh, I really like your dress. Oh, this thing, I got it on sale. Like, you know, and brush it off. But like when you start to have self-worth, you're like, that's really nice. Like, I'm going to take that compliment. And it feels good to like, you know, feel appreciated or feel loved. And how long have I gone through my life not feeling that way?
So on to the cooking. Now we have some green beans. Gina's already washed them and we're just chopping off the ends. We also, did we already talk about the asparagus?
Asparagus, corn was funky. We're going to throw those on. Yeah, oil-free. And so we're kind of on a little fast trying to clear up our diet a little bit. So we're using water. Water works fine. I've used water in pans. Like, you don't need oil to do that. And, you know, when you use oil, especially like us, like we just free pour it, but you don't realize how many calories is in oil and how easily it is to just do an extra tablespoon. There's another extra 100 or so calories when you could be saving it and eating more, you know, in potatoes. So
true.
We've also been consuming a lot of salt, sodium. So I'm trying to like cut out, you know, some of the sodium. We're not super strict right now.
But we also want to look good because we are getting married.
Well, we're probably already going to be married by the time this one comes out. Yeah. So, hey, this is my wife. We have videos like saved for a while. So it's hard to like keep up with the times when you're recording super early. But it also gives us flexibility, which I love. And there's not so much pressure because I feel like if we were recording...
We can miss a couple weeks
if we were recording week by week, I'd be like, oh my God, we don't have anything.
Yeah, especially with like summer here. Like you want to do stuff on the weekend, you know? So...
Yeah.
We make it fun.
Yeah, but we noticed we were eating, like, I was eating a lot of chips, like, a couple weeks ago. Girl, I was just eating, like, everything with chips, and I was like, I gotta stop this. So, like, we finally sat down, and I was like, let's clean it up. Like, we don't have to be super strict, but, you know, like, we had a cheat day the other day, you know, with my mom or whatever, and it was fine. Like, nobody died. There's nothing to get worried about. We didn't gain 100 pounds, so... We're just trying to clean it up, and that's what this vegetable dinner is about.
The green beans are all done. We're gonna, should we put lemon on there?
Yeah.
So we're gonna squeeze some lemon, and then we have a bunch of chopped up garlic. And then on the grill, I already have a pan going. We're gonna put a little bit of water in there dump this with the garlic and saute it for a little bit. So it's kind of giving like Din Tai Fung, but with no oil
or salt.
And then the tofu was simple. We just did garlic powder, onion powder, and
I think I'm going to drizzle
pepper.
some tahini and see what happens, but I mean, it might work better in an oven versus a barbecue.
Yeah, so I think it's just going to look pretty with all the vegetables, so
yeah,
we'll see.
Fine.
Yeah. So everything is off of the grill. We decided
we changed our minds a lot, man.
Yeah.
We had lime out, we had corn, and none of that.
Yeah. The tofu, we didn't want to put it on the grill because it was already getting hot, so we just put it in the air fryer, so that's almost done. All the veggies are done, and we decided, of course, we need a saucy sauce, so.
Yeah, we're just going to make one without oil and salt.
Mm-hmm.
But and we're trying not to do like sugars or whatever.
Yeah.
There's maple syrup, which I normally would put in here. I've made this dressing on another episode with maple syrup, but this one I think I'm going to switch up a little bit. We're going to put lemon, we're going to put pepper.
There's already garlic in there too.
Yeah, I cut up some fresh garlic, some paprika. I think I'm going to put garlic and onion or just onion. Maybe a little bit of both.
Why not?
And some freeze-dried chives. That might be fun. I chopped up some parsley that we can put in there, and then we'll just add water and mix it up, and we'll be good to go and have something to dip it in.
Yeah. So we're going to plate it up, and we'll show y'all. Okay. So we finished it. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Veggie packed, protein packed, no
the
salt.
fun part about being vegan, I feel like you can eat so much food. That's my favorite part.
And it looks pretty now, but I'm gonna, smother it with some of this tahini.
Yum, girl. Okay. I think a sauce makes it all just more fun. Who said vegetables can't be fun? Barbecue on a nice day? That's a good time. How is it?
I'm gonna try everything individually. It's so good with the lemon and the garlic.
How's the tofu?
A steak knife.
Yeah, it's vegans with steak knives. We've never used these. We've always just...
The broccoli.
Good. Broccoli on the barbecue is so good.
It's something with this tahini sauce, though, that's delicious.
Yeah, I think it's the freshness of it.
And this tofu, it's so like perfect and plump and.
Yeah, I put tahini on the outside. I don't know, it just gave it like this really nice crust. And when you're not eating oil, like you can afford to eat more avocado, more tahini.
It has a beautiful crust. It's nice and crispy on the outside and nice and juicy.
Without battering it with bread and processed foods. Hey.
And the potatoes, so soft.
Yeah.
What's that tahini dressing too? That's so good.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're just having a good time with vegetables, and we thank you guys for joining us today on Talks of Self-Worth. And, we just want to remind you, encourage somebody today. And if you don't have encouragement, let us encourage you that you are worthy of good, healthy relationships. You're worthy of abundance in your finances and abundance in your life. When you think about the way that God created this world, there is abundance. Trees have abundance of apples, and we are created inherently we're wired for abundance. So, you're worth it. And
yeah, you are.
If you are on a healing journey and you're having a hard time, it gets easier, and you think about it like we chose to come down to this earth to feel these feelings, to go through these emotions, to have the whole human experience. So even in painful moments when you're just crying and losing it, beauty comes after that. I think there's just waves, and when you go through life, these fun waves that you're riding, we're just having a good time. And we, appreciate you guys joining us and just being on this journey with us. And so we hope that, at least once this week you can encourage somebody, when you see your neighbor, hey, I really enjoy living next to you. Thanks for letting me borrow a lemon. Or to the grocery store, you look like you're working hard, I love your earrings, I love your smile. And the other day I went to Walgreens to pick up pictures, and there was nobody at the picture counter, and I'm usually oh, of course nobody's here. but I seen this girl walking from across the way, and she was just beaming, girl. She was smiling. I was like, you don't see that these days, especially like the world feels so heavy. So it's just an encouragement to be the light and just carry a smile. Like if you don't know what to say to anybody or too shy to talk to somebody, just smile. And that alone, being your authentic self, like that's more than enough. You are enough just as you are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we love you guys. We're going to end it here. We'll talk to you soon.
Love
Bye. You. Ooh, it's so good, babe. The tofu came out really good.
Nice.
And the potato. Hi, welcome back. I'm Vanessa.
I'm Gina. Thanks for joining us on Tender Hearts and Tofu today.
She did it again.
I didn't know you wanted me to keep going. We don't like this
do
game.
it. Do okay.
Shake it.